Hey, welcome. Are you feeling really excited about what AI can do, but you keep hitting that wall with your organization's policies? If you feel like you're stuck in that not yet mode, this explainer is absolutely for you. We're going to walk through a super practical guide to start using AI and do it ethically and effectively so you can reclaim your own innovative agency.
Does this sound familiar? You see the world of AI just moving at lightning speed, but inside your organization, it feels like everything's in neutral. It's that constant tension, right? Between wanting to innovate and being held back by slow-moving internal rules. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone.
So let's start by just reframing this whole conversation. We're going to move from a place of fear to a solid foundation, and we'll do that by demystifying what AI actually is, because it's not some scary new monster. It's really just an evolution of tools you're probably already pretty familiar with.
Think back to when Excel first showed up in the workplace. It probably seemed like this huge, complex shift, didn't it? Well, you can think of AI as the next big transformation, just like that. And just like with Excel, getting comfortable with the basics right now is what's going to give you a huge advantage down the road.
It might feel like AI just appeared out of nowhere, but it has been a long time coming. Look at this. The basic ideas were being laid out way back in the 1940s. We had the very first chatbots in the 60s, and by 1997, an AI was beating the world's best chess player. So what we're seeing now, it's not some sudden revolution. It's more of a rapid acceleration of tech that's been in the works for decades.
So what are we even talking about when we say AI? Well, IBM has a good definition. It's basically tech that helps computers simulate human stuff like learning and creativity. But here's the thing. If you've ever used Grammarly to catch a typo, you've been using AI for years. At its heart, it's just a tool. It's designed to make our work and our lives a little bit easier.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get really practical. Here is a simple 3-step plan to start using AI today, even if your organization is still stuck in that not yet phase.
And we're going to move in a really logical order here. First, automation, because that's how you free up your time and mental space. Then ideation, so you can use that new time to think better and more strategically. And finally, content creation, so you can actually produce higher quality work. See, each step just builds right on top of the last one.
Let's start with the most immediate win, right? Putting all those routine, time-sucking tasks on autopilot. This is where you buy back your attention so you can finally focus on the work that actually matters.
Just think about it for a second. You can automatically summarize all your meetings with tools like Fathom so you can actually stay present in the conversation instead of just taking notes. You can set up simple rules to manage and organize your files without any of that manual drag-and-drop nonsense. Or you can write one draft of an update and then instantly generate different versions tailored for your board, your colleagues, and your program participants. It's a game changer.
Okay, so you've automated some stuff and freed up some brain space. Now let's move on to the next step, using AI as your thought partner. This is where we go from automating the simple stuff to really boosting your strategic thinking. For example, you can use a tool like Perplexity for super quick, credible research that actually gives you cited sources. You can explore a bunch of different ways to frame a single idea for different audiences. But honestly, one of the most powerful uses is asking AI to find the hidden gaps in your own work.
And this next part, this is a total game changer. See, most people just ask AI to summarize things, but there's a really simple prompt that unlocks a much, much deeper level of analysis.
Seriously, try this prompt. After reading this transcript, tell me what was missed, what questions were left unanswered, or what decisions were not finalized. This simple question moves you from a basic summary to a really deep analysis. The AI will suddenly start pointing out incomplete decisions, questions that nobody asked, and the critical next steps you might have totally overlooked.
So, you've automated tasks to get more time, and you've used AI to generate better ideas. Now we're ready to put it all together in the final step, content creation.
This is where you can finally beat that dreaded blank page. Just have a tool like ChatGPT or Claude write a first draft, and then your job is to edit and refine. You can make sense of really long, complex documents by just asking for a summary or the key takeaways. And you can even run an accessibility pass. Ask for suggestions on readability and jargon to make sure your work is as inclusive as possible.
To help you get going, here's a short and friendly little starter kit. ChatGPT is a great all-arounder for your daily tasks. Claude is amazing with long documents because of its huge context window and strong reasoning. Perplexity is basically a conversational search engine that gives you answers with sources, which is perfect for credible research. And Fathom is just a fantastic way to see meeting automation in action.
All right, let's talk about something really important. How to do all of this safely and within your organization's policies. Because here's the secret. The key isn't really the tool you use. It's all about how you handle your data.
Okay, here is the golden rule you need to remember. Ingest, don't export. The biggest risk with AI is not the tool itself, it's the sensitive data you might put into it. So it's always much, much safer to bring public information into your workspace for analysis than it is to send your sensitive internal data out to a public AI tool.
And critically, always keep a human in the loop. You are the final quality check. Here's a great pro tip. Run the exact same prompt in 2 different AI models. The parts where they overlap are likely reliable, and then you can just use your own expert judgment to figure out any of the differences.
All right, let's turn all of this talk into some real action. I've got a simple 20-minute experiment you can try this week. It's a great way to start building your skills in a totally safe, low-risk way.
So first, just find a public resource, like a webinar transcript. Second, use that powerful Find the Gaps prompt that we talked about. And third, analyze the output. It's that simple. This little exercise will give you immediate, actionable insights and start building your real-world competence.
And that leads us to one final powerful question to think about. What if the real first step toward responsible AI adoption isn't about waiting for permission from the top? What if it's about each one of us building our own competence from the ground up? By starting small and safe, you're not just learning a new skill, you're actively shaping the future of work in your organization. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.